What's up, Creepers? Hey, Geekers, Chris, the Atari Creep. How's everyone doing today? Alright, so we are going to continue on this. I know I promised it a few months back. We've been working on this for a long-ass time. So to catch up to speed on what's going on, the main body and everything of the gun, it's done. I'm getting ready to give it some color. We're going to go up in the attic and do that. I got rid of all the seams. If you recall correctly, this was a regular 1911, and my buddy 3D printed a kit to extend it. The only thing I don't like about it is how thick this is. But that's alright. I'll leave it as is. He also gave me the barrel to extend it as well. You just have to go back and see where we were at before. I spent yesterday sanding it down, giving it some spot glazing putty, and then filler primer, and just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, making sure all the seams are good. All the seams are gone. So I'm about to bring that up in the attic and give it a spray, as well as the magazine. There used to be a seam line down the middle there. It's gone. So I'm going to spray this separately, only the bottom half, to kind of give it the illusion of two separate pieces, even though it is. I don't want to spray it all together and then have like the paint in between the seams, and it just tends to look cheap that way. I'm going to leave this alone for now to see how it contrasts with the finish that we put on this. And if it jumps out too much, I will sand this down lightly and then hit it with whatever we're going to use to color the actual gun. And then this, the reason I've been hung up is because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with this. I wasn't happy with it. It kept breaking right here. So what I ended up doing last night was getting a whole bunch of putty and just filling it in places and leveling things off. And today I'm going to grind it all up. I sealed that up. I was not nice and I was not strategic with what I did. I just wanted to fill in areas, and then I figured with the Dremel I can complete the job, and then we'll get this all painted up. And last, to get you caught up, I did spray this. Now there's a weird phenomenon, and I noticed it when I was doing the primer. You see that little spot above my thumb? That's not a stain of anything. I've sanded this down a couple times. I've even gotten in between all these little, I guess, little diamond shapes. I don't know what the hell that is, but it won't go away. So you know what? I'm just going to roll with it and leave it be. So we're just going to put that aside for now until we finally assemble this. I'm going to take these things up in the attic. We're going to lightly spray it with this. I don't have any kind of an aluminum. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it like this with the gray instead of black so it doesn't chrome up on me. And then as it cures, it should dull down with handling it, you know, at the very least. So hopefully we'll get a better look with that. That's all I got on hand. And then while that's drying over the course of the next week or so, I will be shaping this, and then we'll get some color on this. We'll be using this color on top, and the black I used on the other grip is going to go down here, and I still need to grind out that hole. So to be perfectly honest with you, I prefer to do this outside, but it's cold. We just got a snowstorm. It's not the best conditions for something like this, but the idea is this is going to be shiny. And then what I could do is I could take this, or maybe even a microfiber cloth once it's completely cured, and just kind of wipe away the shine. It's one of the things that frustrates most people that want to try to chrome something with that spray can. But to me, it's going to be a fucking benefit. So. Well, even with the mask, this shit's ugly, you know? We're definitely repainting the laser sighting pipe. Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. So there's like a little ledge over here. I'm going to leave it. Pretty rad. I'm going to leave this on the ledge since we only painted probably about from an inch up. Oh, this thing's going to look sick. It's sick as fuck. The only part that sucks is the slide does work. And I don't want it to, you know. So I might just make it so the slide doesn't work. It's always meant to be a static prop. Looking pretty sick, huh? I can't see if you're in the frame. I got the get the camera on selfie mode. There we go. Now I can see what's going on. Yeah. Pretty good times, guys. But for right now, I need to shape the actual, don't you fucking fall. I have to shape the actual, whatever you call it, the piece that holds the laser sighting. So I'm going to take that on the porch, clean it up with the Dremel, and then really get in there with the sandpaper and just, you know, just get it ready for paint, basically. I think I'm almost done. All this time, and that's all it's going to take. All right, let me get out of this attic. It's cold. Just to clarify, I'm not actually leaving it upstairs the whole time. I don't know if I made that clear. I think I made it sound like I was going to leave it up there. I'm going to let it gas off a little bit so it doesn't smell as bad. Then I'm going to bring it down here and put it actually in the studio. So the people around here don't have to smell it. Though I have to smell their stinky feet, their lotions and their perfumes, the hair dyes. Let's see, what else? The nail polish, especially. I try to be courteous with my stinky shit. But no, all joking aside, I'm going to bring it down, let it stay in kind of a room temperature situation to truly cure. Because you could get some crazing when you're up in the attic, in the cold, trying to cure some paint. Especially, you know, a lot of times these chrome or silvers that try to represent a chromey-like thing, they're very volatile. They're very volatile. And once you start touching them, you know, it is what it is. But we should have this done here pretty soon. I don't know how long or short this video is going to be. Maybe I'll finish this and that'll be it. And then we'll do a final reveal here in about a week or two when it's completely done. But either way, let me get chopping on this thing. I got a sick kid to deal with, and I might have a phone appointment here in a minute. So get the fuck out of here. All right, so I got that drilled out. It's not perfect, but I want to do the rest with hand files. So it matches this circle perfectly. As you can see, I already kind of, you know, goobered it up a little bit, but not enough to where it's going to be a problem. So now I got the sanding drum attachment. I'm just going to use it to sculpt all this. And hopefully we can make it look pretty. It's not going to be, you know, it's not going to be screen accurate, but we don't give a fuck about that here. We just like having fun and building, you know? It is what it is. Alright, I know you can't tell, but it's all as far as I want to do with the, you know, a power tool. So I'm going to do the rest by hand with sandpaper and files. I mean, I can't get in here with the Dremel, so I don't know where my smaller sanding drum is, so we're just gonna have to do it by hand. And it looks like I need to clean some lines up here from the 3D print. So yeah, so let me get inside and do this by hand. We'll check on the rest of it. You know what, I mean, I know I drag my ass on these things, but when we get this close I start getting stoked and motivated. So here we go. I mean, honestly, it's weird. I don't know what to do in this video. I mean, do you really want to watch me do this for a half hour? Or we could sit there and we could talk about puppies, talk about bunny rabbits. We could talk about different brands of mustard and whether or not ketchup belongs on a hot dog. Meanwhile, I'm just over here. Like I'm stroking it, you know what I mean? Like I'm snapping my bean. I'm just cleaning up all the little pieces. I will say this though. Remember this little part here that just kept breaking? I think I just talked about it earlier in the video. Yeah, it keeps doing it. It keeps doing it. So there's probably a good chance that if I don't get this finished by the time, you know, and it keeps doing it, this project may go to a halt. But I'm just sanding it, you know, like blending this putty into this thing, and what I gotta do is I gotta bring it down and make it, you know, make it caress the curves, make it aesthetically pleasing. Because I mean, if you're gonna be staring down the barrel of one of these things, you might as well enjoy what you're looking at, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna sand and keep sanding, and then when I'm done with that, I'm probably gonna sand a little bit more. And then we're going to prep it. I'm going to use, hold on. This right here along with filler primer. This stuff's great. You don't want to use this to fill holes. It won't do that. It'll just crumble and fall out. But if you have like little spots where like you just need to, like right here, with the 3D print lines. Where's the stupid camera? I'm going to just layer it here and then kind of just massage it in, and then do another layer, sand it flat, hit it with the filler primer, sand it, and it should fill, you know. But with the body of the gun, I had to do it like 5 times. So depending on the 3D prints, I mean, the main gun was just a solid piece of plastic, you know, it was a toy, but the 3D printed parts, they just, you know, you can't do it over and over and over again. You remember the Mando helmet? How many times I had to fucking fill that thing in? A lot of people hate the sanding part. I think it's therapeutic, and if I could just do this part the whole time, I don't know. There you go. Deep thoughts with the Creep. Alright, let me finish sanding this. Go away. At times I also use razor blades as scraping tools, you know, just to try to smooth things out. But I got this corner here where I need to try to, you know, square it up, and I can't get in there with a regular razor blade, so I'll just use this little corner one to get in there. So wherever you can't sand, use razor blades. It's like a scraper. Don't be afraid to use razor blades. However, I do like to put tape on the handle part so my hand doesn't slip. And because getting cut is ungood. You don't want to lose your blood, because it's good to be inside your body. Now, I got everything sanded the way I think I wanted. There's a little bit of a dip in here that I'm not too happy with, but the primer is what's going to really tell me where I need to finish focusing on. So I got that, and once that's dry, we're going to sand that, and I'm going to hit this with that filler primer. But for right now, I'm just going to use this little rat tail file to kind of finish this off. And this will just make it perfectly round for me, you know. That way it won't look so wonky. Like right here, there's not enough material missing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to very gently, I'm not forcing it in, I'm just spinning it and letting the teeth of the file just kind of do its thing, you know. And pray that I don't open it too much. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So let me sand this down real quick, and then we'll hit this with a little filler primer. Maybe we'll call it a day after that, because again, I do need to wait a little bit of time before I can do anything with the actual main part of the weapon. So until then, what I'll probably do is sand down the scope ever so slightly, and then hit it with that other color. They don't need to be perfectly matched, because they are 2 separate pieces of metal, you know, in reality anyway. So make sure there's no, sometimes it can be goobers, you know, little bumpies. Get rid of the little dingleberries. There we go, that's what they are. They're fucking dingleberries. Alright, I'm going to clean this off with the microfiber. Hit it with the primer, and we're almost there. We're almost there. We're finally coming to the conclusion. I'm going to clean this up a little bit, maybe hit it a little bit more with some sandpaper, and we're going to prime the whole thing and see where we're at, and hopefully we're done with it. And if not, well, guess what? We'll continue working. I might want to clean that up too a little. And I hope you're enjoying this. If you haven't seen the beginning of this, check it out. It'll be in my Terminator project playlist. It'll be in the Movie Macabre playlist. But we'll conclude this here hopefully in the next week or so. Next week I'm home from school all week, as are the kids. Well, one of them will actually be in Rome. We didn't have Rome trips in school. In fact, we barely even had shop in school. Never mind Rome trips. These fucking brats, I swear to God. But no, that's great. That's great. I like that she's getting a little cultured. She's seeing how things are on the other side of the deals, and it's a wonderful experience. And thank God the school pays for most of it. So let me get this finished, and then we'll conclude this in the next video. Hopefully next week, if not the week after, guys. Wherever in the world you are, I hope you're doing well. Until next time, take care. Creep it real, and bye. All right, that was fucking stupid, but. You get the point, right? It's a Terminator, you know, the heartbeat and the music and the stuff.